Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? At this time, we ask that you take your seats and also please silence or turn off all mobile devices for the duration of the ceremony. Our commencement will begin shortly. Thank you. Attention all guests. Once again, attention all guests. Welcome to the commencement of Capital University Law School. Guess we can sit. Go ahead, open it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin with the national anthem, followed by the invocation by Capital University pastor Dan Hilly. Please stand now for the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation.
Good afternoon. Here on the historic lands of the Hopewell, the Miami, the Adena, and the Shawnee peoples, we invite the presence of the Holy One who calls us to holy purposes beyond ourselves. Today we gather for the vocations of law and especially for these students who today take the next step in their purpose. Be with us now as we celebrate their accomplishments. Remind them to rejoice at a job well done and encourage them to put their accomplishments to work in ways that bring abundant life to all people. We pray in gratitude and grace. Amen. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. Buenos días y bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Renando Anaya Valencia. Yo soy el director de la Facultad de Derechos de Capital University. I welcome you in Spanish because that is my mother tongue, and that is the tongue at which I feel most comfortable, and that's what I want for all of you today. I want you to feel like you are at home. Capital University is where your loved one has spent 3 years in the making, perhaps 4 years in the making, to get to this point. So we want you to sit back, relax. I always tell everybody, if we get something wrong, who's going to know? Don't worry about it. This is about the people in front of us. So everybody take a deep breath, relax, feel at home, but not so much at home that you put your feet up on the table and do things like that, because the president and the provost may not be happy with me. So welcome, everybody. We are so excited to have you all here. And I am now going to introduce the stage party so that you know who is up here with us. To my right is our distinguished colleague and faculty marshal this year, Professor Dan Coble. To his left is the provost and vice president of learning, Jody Fournier. Next to Provost Fournier is our commencement speaker, former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Yvette McGee-Brown. To her left is the president of the university, President Kaufman. To my left is the university pastor, who you already heard from, Dan Hillel. And to his left is the class valedictorian for 2024, Mackenzie Ledston. And at the far end of the left is Chris Armstrong, Professor Chris Armstrong, who will be announcing our graduates' names today. Joining us behind the stage party are the faculty, administration, and staff of Capital University Law School. And I want to take the time to talk a little bit about the people behind the scenes who put today together, starting with our Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, Alicia Gilbert. Assistant Dean of Strategic Affairs and Administration, Lisa Diem. Our Director of Regional Development, Sean Cleveland. And I know our Assistant Dean of Professional Development is somewhere here, Sean Bean. Up here with us on the stage is our registrar, Amanda. Oh, Sean's over here. Up here on the stage is Amanda Ramey, our registrar. And these folks have been working tirelessly for the last 3 weeks as we've been undertaking finals and trying to get ready for today. Now, today's a very special day because these folks entered in my second year of law school, second year as dean of the law school. And at the time that they entered into the law school, we had just finished my first year as dean, which was virtually all online due to COVID. By the time that this class came in, we came into the law school in person in the fall, but we were socially distant and we were wearing masks. And that continued throughout the first year until about March or so, and then we finally got mask-free and were able to bring some semblance of traditional law school learning back. So that's been a very tough arc for all these years, and I'm just so excited to see all of you stay with it, get this far. I know there's been a lot of pain and suffering along the way, a lot of good times as well. Your best friends are sitting right next to you, and they'll be best friends for you for the next 30 years. The other thing that's exciting for me, and a little bit unfortunate, is that I have another great thing that I'm celebrating today, which is my own son's high school graduation at Berlin High School. So when you see me step off the stage, thank you. When you see me step off the stage a little into the ceremony, it's not in protest or anger or upsetness. It's because I have to get to the Schottenstein Center and be there for my kid's graduation. So with that, I want to introduce now for his remarks, President Kaufman.
Thanks, Dean Valencia. Good afternoon. So it's an honor to join you today to celebrate this achievement and the promise it holds for all Capital University Law School graduates. To our students, I extend sincere congratulations on achieving your degree. Today, we celebrate a milestone in your personal and academic growth and mark the beginning of new paths and opportunities yet to come. To the families and friends who've joined us for this special occasion, we recognize and appreciate the impact you've had on each of the graduates we honor today. Thank you for your support and encouragement. I'd also like to welcome Yvette McGee-Brown, our guest speaker today. Her distinguished career is a shining example of the variety of opportunities lawyers have to serve others and contribute to all aspects of society. She's a leader and a difference maker. Yvette, it's an honor to have you join us this afternoon. Graduates, this is at least the third time you've walked across the stage and received a diploma. And all each represents an important milestone. This may be the most significant. It signifies a rare commitment to personal growth, professional excellence, and lifelong learning. Capital University Law School has a rich history that you're now a part of. As far back as 1903, when the original law school opened, we've stayed firm in our commitment to provide quality, accessible, and equitable education for all. Over the years, despite all the changes around us, the founding values of the university and the law school remain steadfast. Your law school experience has involved learning from distinguished faculty. They're respected by their colleagues in the legal community, both locally and nationally, and they're sought out by media for their expertise and understanding of difficult issues. Your professors and staff have taught you to think critically, hone persuasive thinking and writing skills, and connect abstract legal theory with a day-to-day practice of law, all of which help differentiate a Capital Law School graduate. You've had real-world experience both in the classroom and through experiential learning outlets. Capital's location within walking distance of the Ohio Supreme Court, the State House, and numerous courts has helped prepare you and created a professional network for your success. More importantly, you've learned to care about others. You leave here with a strong sense of justice and fairness, motivation to ensure the legal system functions properly, and the desire to correct social injustice, challenge discrimination, and promote equal rights. Forever transformed by your law school experience, you've been shaped by its mission to strengthen society and our legal system by doing three things: serve diverse communities well, promote professionalism and ethics, and further discourse and knowledge. I encourage you to embrace this mission and remember the relationships you developed at Capitol. Your interactions with your classmates, professors, and staff have changed you personally and intellectually. Your Capitol experience has prepared you to care, get involved, and make a lasting difference wherever you are and whatever you do. Today, you walk across this stage and into that special community of exceptional lawyers who strengthen society and our legal system. Regardless of where life takes you tomorrow, today is a day to celebrate all you've achieved. Pause to embrace this moment. Take time to look back and reflect on the obstacles you overcame. Thank those who helped you overcome them, and find a way to pay it forward. As a member of the Capitol family, you're encouraged to keep in touch as you progress through your career and life journey. The university remains a trusted resource for your continued development and guidance. I want to close by sharing a scripture verse displayed prominently in our law school. Micah 6:8 reads, "And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." This has served as the guiding principle of your time here at Capitol. Let it continue to guide you forward. It's a blessing and an honor to join you in this celebration as you enter the next chapter of your life. We are proud of you and celebrate who you are and all you've achieved. Congratulations.
And now I am pleased to reintroduce our valedictorian for the class of 2024, Mackenzie Ledston, for her remarks.
Thank you, Dean Valencia, President Kaufman, esteemed faculty and staff, guests, and my fellow graduates. While I'm honored to be here today speaking as the valedictorian of class of 2024, the whole thing feels like a bit of a fluke. Some people know from an early age that they want to be a lawyer. I am not one of those people. As my mother reminds me, I was always steadfast in the fact that I would never go to law school. Now, that might be a strange thing for a person to just say, but to contextualize, I grew up in a family of lawyers. I guess in sort of a rebellious spirit, I wanted to be different. So I decided to get a PhD in French, as one does. For those unfamiliar with academia, it is brutal, and everyone has a plan B. Some of my friends wanted to do consulting, one wanted to open a bakery, and mine was that I would go to law school. I think most people thought I was joking, and I think I did too, but it was something there that was in the back of my mind. And then the pandemic hit. The Black Lives Matter protests, the seemingly never-ending 2020 election, the tumultuous events of that year are probably why many of us are here today, including me. I loved what I did, but I thought I could do more, something more meaningful and impactful. So now I'm here. The decision surprised those around me, particularly my mother, who initially strongly encouraged me to find any other field. But I've been incredibly lucky that my attempts to bring more good into the world led me to discover my true passion, albeit a little later in life. Law school never felt like work. Okay, not never, but it was a great privilege to be here, and it was a great privilege to do it with all of you. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for our fellow students, faculty, and staff who helped me reach this milestone. Popular culture portrays law school as a scary place, with faculty who will humiliate you during cold calls and cutthroat competition among students. But that is not Capitol. We are blessed with faculty and staff who truly care about our education and formation as future attorneys. We are fortunate to have professors like Professor Barnhart, who read many terrible drafts of my law review note, but always knew the way to fix my verbose sentences and made it look effortless. Professor Smith, who explained Chevron to me in office hours even though I wasn't in administrative law and was just curious. Dean Beam, who graciously met with me every time I couldn't figure out how to craft an email, which I'm sure was very annoying, but he never showed it. And Professor Gillis, who often reminded us of how pathetic we are, but did so out of love. We have some of the best teachers I've ever had, and I've been in school a long time, so I know. One of my fondest memories of law school was a debate put on by ACLU and FedSoc. It was attended by over 150 students, professors, and Dean Valencia, who stayed for the entire debate and came up and talked to the debaters at the conclusion. I don't know how many law school deans show that kind of support for their students, but I'm so glad we have a dean who's one of our greatest champions in and out of the classroom. And speaking of the debate, I also want to thank Professor Coble for reminding me of the humanity of law and helping me so much in the next steps of my career, and for also being my new favorite source of film and book recommendations. We also have a community of students who support and look out for each other. I want to particularly thank Annabelle Comunal for helping me stay sane 1 year, Anthony Donofrio and Haley Adams, who are the only reason I made it through immigration law, Josh North for being my constant confidant in the world of big law, my ACLU comrades Truman, Cerise, and Astrid, Alex Lacracina for bringing much needed provisions to class, Marshall Evans for always having an answer for my esoteric legal questions and responding with pinsights in proper Blue Book form, and Andrew DeWeese for being my voice of reason and for reminding me that the more rules you master, the more freedom you have. I also want to acknowledge those who have made it so I could be standing here today. Behind every graduate is the circle of support that enabled us to achieve this honor, and it's not an exaggeration to say we wouldn't be here without all of you. I have to thank all the lawyers in my family, my Uncle Kevin, Aunt Gloria, and Cousin Kelly, who have served as role models and given me something to emulate as I enter what is, I guess, the family business. My parents, who supported me in every possible way in making this crazy decision to go to law school in my 30s. My mother, who showed me that you can be a smart, accomplished attorney while still being an incredible mom, despite what some kicker in the NFL might say, you can do both. And I can only dream of doing that as half as well as she has. My husband, Matt, who should probably also be receiving a diploma today for how many hours he spent running through note cards with me. Both Matt and my mom gave up so much of their own time, and I know that I would not be here today if it weren't for everything that they did for me. I also need to thank my son, Arlo. You were 3 years old when I started law school. This is where it gets a little tough, sorry. And I recognize how much you had to sacrifice by having your mom out late at networking events or hidden away preparing for exams. It's such an honor to be your mother, and I hope I can make up for it someday. To all of our families that sacrificed so much for us to make it to this point, thank you. I hope we've made you proud. I want to conclude by sharing something I've only discovered now at the end of law school, a realization many of you may have had earlier, but something that was lost on me until recently. Before I started law school, a friend warned me that it will forever change how you see the world. It's automatic now for us to see things through the eyes of the law. But the law is powerless in many ways. It often tends to only step in when all else has gone wrong. We are all the king's horses who are trying to put Humpty Dumpty back in the position he would have been in had the contract been performed. But I hope we don't lose sight of the fact that the solutions aren't always legal, and that it's our duty to act with compassion and knowledge of the systems that create our need to step in. During the pandemic, I reread one of my favorite books by Albert Camus, The Plague. I put a quote from the book on my fridge to help remind me of why even in times of chaos and despair, there's reason to continue doing purposeful work, and I thought I would share it with you all. The narrator of the book is a doctor who urges the authorities of his pest-ridden city to take the epidemic seriously, but their inaction leads to the town's shutdown, tremendous suffering, and a decimation of the population. So you can maybe see why I revisited it. At the end of the novel, as the plague subsides, the doctor reflects on why he has written his account. I quote, "He resolved to compile this chronicle so that he should not be one of those who hold their peace, but should bear witness in favor of the plague-stricken, so that some memorial of the injustice and outrage done to them might endure, and to state quite simply what we learn in a time of pestilence, that there are more things to admire in men than there are to despise." I hope that we don't forget the incredible responsibility we now have as members of the legal profession, as those who will often be witness to injustice, to always see the good in humanity as well. When we reflect on the world around us, I hope that we see more than fact patterns and a series of elements to be satisfied, but the world as it is, with all of its faults, and as it could be. But only starting on August 1st, because until then, as Professor Twist has drilled into us, it is only under, here, therefore. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Thank you very much, Mackenzie. Each year, the law school recognizes students for outstanding achievement in academics, community service, advocacy, dedication to the life of the law school. I would like to start by recognizing two graduates who took on the challenge to serve as Student Bar Association president during their time at the law school. I will ask our outgoing president for a current academic year of the Student Bar Association, Kara Noble, to stand, please. Thank you. And former president for 2022-23, also in this graduating class, Jeff Devereaux. Kara and Jeff, thank you both for your tremendous leadership and commitment to the SBA's mission to foster communication and cooperation between the law school administration, faculty, staff, students, and alumni. I'd now like to recognize our Class of 2024 award recipients. Your service and engagement have enriched the law school and the wider community in so many ways. Your scholarship, leadership, work ethic have inspired us all during your years at Capitol, from the classroom to the clinic, to the courtroom, and all the co-curricular programs you have organized and led. We honor you for your energy, time, and talent that you have shared with us at Capitol Law School. Please stand for a moment when your name is called. The American Law Institute Continuing Legal Education Scholarship and Leadership Award, given in recognition of the graduate who best represents a combination of scholarship and leadership, goes to Montana McDonald. The Ron I. Friedman Memorial Service Award, recognizing a graduating student who has actively contributed to the life of the law school through extracurricular activities, goes to Rachel Ross. To acknowledge the excellent work in our legal program, the Roberta Mitchell Award is given to Sarah Simone Howard. Each year, one or more students receive the Ambassador Award for promoting Capitol's mission, vision, and spirit. This year's Ambassador Award goes to Ellie Baumgartner. Capitol Law School is very proud of its mock trial and moot court teams. The Order of the Barristers is an honorary society that recognizes student excellence in moot court, mock trial, and brief writing. Inducted into this year's Order of the Barristers is Jeff Devereaux, Jacob Fabina, Haley Lohite, Montana McDonald, Taylor Nolan, Carrie Reeves, and Mila Stevens. We also acknowledge the public service given by our law students who have completed over 50 hours of pro bono legal service. This year's pro bono honorees are, the list is long, y'all, so Lauren Hunsinger, Emma Dan, Michaela Duhart, Cerise Birch, Taylor Nolan, Jamie Belize, Gabrielle Nixon, Kara Noble, Odili Ceredo Octozuma, Catherine Snyder, Haley Lohite, Mackenzie, Sarah Simone Howard, Shanpreet Singh Mathahuru, Gabriela Vega, Carrie Reeves, Megan Jerome, Rachel Ross, Veronica Hodges, Mofid Syed, Olivia Jamaro, McLaren Romer, Reagan Stone, Matthew Balzer, Cecilia Bowers-Smith, Shanalia Maribal Brown, and Montana McDonald. Each year, at least one graduating student's commitment to pro bono service stands out by embodying the true spirit of pro bono, devoting the majority of volunteer hours to programs that provide direct legal assistance to indigent clients. The Pro Bono Spirit Award goes to Lauren Hunsinger. I am pleased to present the Excellence in Pro Bono Spirit Award, honoring a graduate of the part-time program who, despite numerous personal, academic, and professional achievements and commitments, demonstrated extraordinary dedication to providing pro bono service. We award this year's honor to Jamie Belize. The Capital Law School nominee for the National Association of Women Lawyers Outstanding Student Award is Alexandra Perez. The Public Interest Award honors one or more graduating students who have demonstrated outstanding public service to Capital University Law School and the surrounding community. This year's award goes to two individuals, Sarah Simone Howard and Cecilia Bowers-Smith. This year, the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion saw fit to establish a new award, the Inclusive Excellence Award, which recognizes a graduate who has exhibited outstanding dedication and leadership in fostering an inclusive environment within both Capital University Law School and the surrounding community. The inaugural recognition of this award, the Inclusive Excellence Award, goes to Anthony Hines II. And finally, the Dean's Award, honoring outstanding scholarship, leadership, and overall contributions to Capital University Law School, is awarded to Marshall Evans and Rachel Anderson. Congratulations to all of the 2024 recipients. You deserve this recognition for all your efforts and being great ambassadors of Capital University Law School. Give them a hand, everybody. And now, it is my privilege to introduce our 2024 commencement speaker, Yvette McGee Brown. A series of firsts defines the life and career of former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Yvette McGee Brown. A first-generation college graduate, McGee Brown was raised by a single mother on the east side of Columbus. She was the first African-American woman elected to the Franklin County Common Pleas Court in 1992. 10 years later, she would resign from the Common Pleas Court to create a nationally recognized organization that redefines how hospitals, law enforcement, social welfare groups respond to children and families caught in the cycle of abuse. In January 2011, she became the first African-American woman to serve as a justice on the Supreme Court of Ohio. Today, McGee Brown is the global partner in charge of diversity, inclusion, and advancement at Jones Day and a partner in the business and tort litigation practice. Our speaker is an active community and corporate leader. She has served on the boards of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Ohio University, the OSU Wexner Medical Center, the National Council of the OSU Moritz College of Law, MI Homes, and the Fifth Third Bank of Central Ohio. McGee Brown currently serves on the board of directors for Encova, the president kids that she used to be his boss, because the president was with Encova, the Jeffrey Company, and KIPP Columbus. Among many other honors are the Ohio State University Medal of Merit, the Ohio State University Distinguished Service Medal, the American Red Cross Humanitarian of the Year, Best Lawyers in America, Savoy Magazine's Most Influential Women in Corporate America, and 2024 Law Dragon Hall of Fame, 500 Leading Litigators in America. Former Justice McGee Brown has a bachelor's degree in journalism, public relations from Ohio University, and a Juris Doctor from the Ohio State University, Moritz College of Law. She has an honorary doctorate degrees from Dominican University, Urbana University, and Wilberforce University. This accomplished woman is married to Tony Brown, right here. We had lunch together, a retired educator. They have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. Now that's the person on paper. Now let me tell you about my friend. She and I get on the phone and laugh and joke. She is the easiest person in the world to talk to. Despite her many achievements, you would not have any idea that she is as accomplished as she is, because she is among the most humble people you will ever speak to, ever get to know. And it was my great honor to extend the invitation to be our graduation speaker, and it was even my greater honor that she accepted the invitation. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Yvette McGee Brown. Show me some love.
Wow. So thank you very much, Dean. And I realize that I am not the show here, ladies and gentlemen, so I will be brief. I'm even putting the timer on my watch. But I do have to say to the valedictorian, wow. You know what? You expressed what me and many other women in this auditorium are thinking. When will men stop telling us what we can and cannot do? Thank you. So to President Kaufman, to the dean who is running out to his son's graduation, I love you, my friend. To the faculty members, proud families and friends, and especially to all of you as the graduates, congratulations. I am so proud to be one of the first people to welcome you into this profession that I love. All of the struggles, you've made it. You've made it happen. Many of you have done it against strong odds. First generation, working full-time jobs, being parents, some of you becoming parents during law school, taking out enormous student debt, sacrifices by your spouses and significant others, but you've made it. And let me assure you that your sacrifice and commitment these last 3 or 4 years is worth it. You have a degree that is an instant stamp of credibility, a credential of rigorous study and achievement, and a degree that provides different pathways to success. What you do and where you go from here is totally up to you. I love being a lawyer. I've done just about everything that you can do with a law degree, as you've heard. I started in government. I saw my career in the courtroom. I was going to be a prosecutor, trying cases like you see on Law and Order. Then I met a guy. My husband of 31 years, and so a different path emerged. I then became an assistant attorney general. I've been a judge, I've been a justice, I've been a president of a business unit at Nationwide Children's Hospital. I was a candidate for lieutenant governor. I've been a public company director for several companies, and for the last 13 years, a partner at a top 5 law firm. I've flown on Air Force One with President Obama, Air Force Two when President Biden was vice president. I've been in the presidential limo with President Biden, flew with President Clinton and Magic Johnson on their private planes, and I've traveled the world from Africa to Australia and many countries in between. So why am I telling you all this with my humble brag? Maybe not so humble. Because 39 years ago, I sat where you are. It was before the internet and social media, and I know you're thinking, my God, how did they live? We took the bar exam with pencil and paper, and I know that makes me a dinosaur from your perspective. But 39 years ago, I didn't imagine this career when I sat where you're sitting. I had the same concerns that all of you are probably thinking. Will I be successful? Am I really as smart as those people who incessantly raise their hand during class? You are. Will I be a good lawyer? And for God's sakes, will I ever pay off these student loans? I've learned over the years, ladies and gentlemen, that the most eager person in class, perhaps even the smartest person in class, is likely not going to be the most successful. Up to now, you have all been judged by test scores, class rank, and grades. Let me assure you that no matter where you placed in this class, in terms of being a lawyer, you're all average. Being smart is the price of admission. The playing field is once again level. Nobody cares about your tort exam or how well you did in con law. Sorry, Professor Coble. What we care about is your grit. We assume you're smart. But what your future employers want to know is, are you willing to work hard to find the answer? Are you a good writer? Are you a team player? Are you a constant learner? Do you raise your hand for the difficult assignments, even if it's technically not your job? These are the attributes that will make you a good lawyer. You know what we don't like? Complainers. There's no whining. Nobody cares on who gets credit. We just want you to get stuff done. Don't look for slights. Square your shoulders. And for the men, man up. For the women, you know how to get this done. When I started practicing law, there were rarely people in the room that looked like me. I used that as an advantage. When you walk into any room, your goal is to be remembered for the quality of your work. If you happen to be the unicorn and your work is excellent, guess who will be remembered? That's why I have no patience when young associates come into my office complaining about microaggressions. When I was a lawyer, we had macroaggressions. Nobody sat around wondering if someone meant to insult you because we were clear they did. So stop worrying about silly things and just get stuff done. Talent rises no matter where you start. Talent is recognized and hard work is rewarded. The world has changed a lot since I became a lawyer, but the one thing that's true is this profession is still built on integrity, the rule of law, honesty, and trust. So my message to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is to be fearless. Be fearless as you set out in this profession. Be fearless in pursuing your career because you're moving into opportunities that you don't see yet. You are preparing for a world that is changing faster and becoming smaller. A world that is global yet interconnected. Economies and continents are connected in ways we thought unbelievable just a short time ago. You are stepping into a world of disruption, social change, and overt attempts to undermine the rule of law. What we thought we knew is being challenged. The tribal approach to information is being doled out by pundits masquerading as journalists, and they proliferate our screens. And yet, I firmly believe that this is an exciting time to be stepping forward as lawyers. Lawyers are leaders. Let me say that again. Lawyers are leaders. They are the guardians of our democracy. From the first Constitutional Convention in 1789, it has been lawyers who have shaped this country. In fact, I have a few friends who are physicians who like to brag about their contributions to the world. But I remind them that lawyers created the greatest democracy in the world while doctors were still putting leeches on people. That's not to say that we as lawyers always got it right. There are too many laws and court decisions to list where lawyers and courts have been on the wrong side of history. But whether you call yourself a textualist or an originalist, or you believe the Constitution should be a living, breathing document, at the end of the day, you have your pen and your intellect with which to do battle. Use the law as your sword and your shield to fight injustice. It may not feel as good as protesting, but it will be far more lasting. One of the greatest examples of this is Charles Hamilton Houston. Charles Hamilton Houston was the dean of Howard Law School in the early 20th century. And while there was great disappointment about the Supreme Court's decision in Plessy versus Ferguson, where the United States Supreme Court declared separate but equal was cognizable under our United States Constitution, Professor Howard decided that he was going to raise a generation of scholars and he was going to fight the law with the law. He could have grazed people and gone out and protest for days, but what he did was this. He raised lawyers at Howard University College of Law to go state by state to prove the premise upon which Plessy versus Ferguson was based was wrong, that there could never be separate but equal, but only separate and unequal. So you use the law to challenge the law. That's what lawyers do. It is the sword and the shield that protects this democracy. Because the brilliance of our Constitution that has lasted for over 200 years is that the concepts we apply today to a vastly different world than what the framers could have imagined are still as relevant as when they were published. That you have to believe in our ability, in our government, because we will not allow people to undermine the concept of democracy. It is the greatest gift given to the world. So as lawyers and as leaders, you are guardians of this sacred gift. And to quote the inaugural poet Amanda Gorman, we are not a nation that is broken, we are just a nation that is unfinished. And we are passing that torch on to you. We have work to do to preserve what has been entrusted to us. We cannot afford to be exhausted when it's our children's future, and we cannot assume that someone else will do it. We need you, ladies and gentlemen, to be fearless. Fearless in the face of adversity, fearless when the odds seem insurmountable, fearless in standing for justice. Because as you move forward to take your place, understand that the road will not be perfect or smooth. The profession will test you, but you are lawyers. You are up to the task. What is the legacy that you want to leave the world? Time goes fast. Believe me, I'm in my 39th year. I can't believe I'm this old. But think about the legacy you want to leave, the purpose you want for your career. I heard Joel Osteen say once, to be purposeful in how you spend your days. Each day you get is an opportunity. Once that day is gone, it's gone. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. You can choose to live your life with purpose, with energy and enthusiasm, to look at each day as a new opportunity, to spend time preparing yourself for the next opportunity that lay ahead, to learn your craft and to be better at it than anyone. Opportunity often comes unexpectedly in the moment. We have to be prepared to step up. I know some of you are still waiting on your first job as a lawyer. Don't be discouraged. Let me tell you that life is truly 10% aptitude and 90% attitude. Stay positive. Keep preparing yourself so that you are ready when the opportunity comes. One of my closest friends didn't have a job when she graduated from the University of Texas Law School. She is now the Senior Vice President and Deputy General Counsel for a Fortune 100 publicly traded company. My grandmother used to say, luck is where opportunity and preparation meet. It's amazing how lucky you get when you are prepared. So I want you to think about your purpose and your legacy, and then to always ask yourself this question that was first proposed by Sheryl Sandberg. What would I do if I was unafraid? When I first got approached to run for judge in 1992, I almost didn't do it because I was afraid. I was afraid that I might lose. And one of my friends said to me, if the only reason you're not doing this is fear, that is unacceptable. And I often think about, had she not gently pushed me in that direction, how different my life would be. Everyone needs a friend who will disrupt their thoughts, someone who will challenge them to take a risk, someone who believes in you a little bit more than you believe in yourself. So be focused, my friends, on what is happening around you. Don't allow yourself to be lulled into complacency or to convince yourself you're too busy. We're all busy, but we need you. Many of you have already invested in your community, as the dean has already discussed. This is a commitment you must carry with you through your career. Don't leave it to someone else. Do the hard work. Like me, many of you are first-generation college students. You know the sacrifices it takes to get to this place. No one is self-made. I don't care what they say. No one is self-made. Each of us stands on the shoulders of people whose names we may never know, who paved the way for us to be in this place. We have an obligation to the next generation. So please, pay it forward. There are forces that are counting on the collective we to be dispassionate observers and to assume somebody else will do it. Well, I hate to tell you, the person you've been waiting for is you. We're only on this earth for such a short time, so I want you to make a difference for however long you're here. I want you to remember that to whom much is given, much is required. And no matter your circumstance for arriving at this day, you are the talented ones who get the opportunity to practice law and to be the very visible symbol of what justice in America is for. So as I close, I hope for you this. I hope that this profession provides to you as much joy and opportunity as it has provided to me. I was a kid born in 1960 to a single, poor teenage mother. No social scientist would have written my story that I would end up in this place. But I had people along the way who cared about me, who invested in me, who saw something in me and developed me and allowed me to get to this place. My grandmother, who was raised in the Jim Crow South, who desperately believed that if I got a good education, I could be anything I wanted to be. My mother, who, though she started off as a teenage mother, went to college a class at a time and got her college degree when I was a second-year law student. There are people who made it possible for me to stand here and for you to be there. So I want you to invest in this profession and to invest in you and to pay it forward. I want you to be fearless in all that you do. I hope that integrity and professionalism are the first words spoken about you as a lawyer. I hope that you are fearless in accepting opportunities and daring to do things that other people think are scary or unwise. I want you to be focused, prepared, and purposeful in this world and in this community. And I want you to invest in other people who may not have the opportunity to sit where you sit. People who may look at you and not understand how they can get from where they are to where you are. Those people are worth investing in because they make all of us better. And I want you to invest in our country. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I want you to invest in our country, to protect our democracy. We may not be perfect, but we are better when we reach beyond the familiar, when we step out of our silos, when we engage with each other as humans and not as different, and recognize that we all rise and fall together. I want you to let the world hear your voice. You have been prepared by this university to be leaders and to be lawyers. Let the world hear you. Speak out for justice, stand for integrity, and always remember, you're a lawyer. Thank you.
Thank you, former Justice McGee Brown, for those inspiring words. And now the moment you have all been waiting for so patiently. Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor please stand? President Kaufman, on behalf of the law faculty, it is my privilege to present the candidates for the Juris Doctor.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer the degree of Juris Doctor with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities upon those who have satisfied the requirements for each of these degrees. Please be seated until you're asked to come forward to be hooded.
Mackenzie Mulrain Ledston, summa cum laude, hooded by Toni Mulrain Myers, her mother. Haley Nicole Adams, cum laude, hooded by the Honorable Mark Serrat, her mentor. Trevor Levi Adams. Alexa Ray Anders, hooded by Fran Tossie Ward, her mentor. Rachel Anderson, cum laude. Brianna Nicole Austin, hooded by Kaylee Austin Aronson, her cousin. Emily S. Avandolio, cum laude. Elizabeth Baugh, hooded by Kenneth Sapp Esquire, her friend. Ashley N. Baker, Matthew Balzer, cum laude, hooded by Margaret Lockhart, his mother. Ellie Elaine Baumgartner, cum laude. Jamie Angelina Belisle. Abigail B. Bentley. Colin Kenneth Berger, cum laude. Hooded by Bob Berger, his father. Sydney Rose Best, summa cum laude. Victoria L. Beddendorf. Hooded by Jeff Benson, her mentor. Dylan Behrman, hooded by David A. Behrman, his father. Cerise Charlotte Birch, cum laude, hooded by Thomas J. Balserzak, her father. Bridget Catherine Bodner, cum laude, hooded by Carol Bodner, her mother. Blake Browning. Joshua P. Bumgardner, magna cum laude. Alexandra Buccello. Anna Ruth Kaplan, cum laude. Hooded by Robert Kaplan, her father. Eric Castle. Odili Saracedo Moctezuma. Roberson Charles. Stephen Scott Comer. Annabelle Kate Communal, magna cum laude. Joshua Arthur Corbin. Zachary Ryan Daly. Emma Abigail Dan. Caitlin M. Dawson. Elena Brooke Degenhart. Samantha J. DeMint, cum laude, hooded by Gretchen Jeffries, her mentor. Jeffrey D. Devereaux. Andrew R. Deweese, summa cum laude, hooded by Stephen Smishek, his uncle. Luca Gabrielle Di Michela. Alexandra Nicole Dixon. Hannah Ryan Dolan, hooded by David L. Gibbs, her uncle. Anthony Joseph Donofrio. Michaela Renee Duhart, hooded by Miranda Duhart, her sister. Tyler James Bernard Errett, magna cum laude.
I don't know about this guy.
Marshall Keith Evans, summa cum laude, hooded by Panayota Pami D. Bulas, his partner. Jacob Robert Fabina, magna cum laude. Amy Suzanne Farr, hooded by Richard Farr, her father. Brian Christopher Fike, summa cum laude, hooded by Amy Bostick, his mentor. Heath Finley. Elizabeth M. Fisher, cum laude, hooded by Rhonda Fisher Drynan, her aunt. Olivia M. Jamero, summa cum laude, hooded by Anna Budakova, her aunt. Peyton Jeanette Jenis, Adam Grady Geyer, cum laude. Abigail Marie Gilkey, cum laude, hooded by Amy Bostick, her mentor. Madison Glover. Sheldon Goodrum. Raquel Greco, magna cum laude. Hooded by Nick Convays, her friend. Richard Griffin, summa cum laude. Jackson Atticus Griffith. Scott Gutstein. Tia Anastasia Hashwa, hooded by Adwar Hashwa, her grandfather. Steve John F. Hadadine. Zoe Ray Anna Hahn, hooded by Lisa Hahn, her mother. David Nathan Hanning II. Trevor Edward Harrison Wrong. Chase Stephen Hart, summa cum laude. William L. Hartford, hooded by Robert L. Hartford, his father. Truman M. Haycock, cum laude. Hooded by Sean L. Walton Jr., his mentor and employer. Alexis Kylie Henson, magna cum laude. Alex R. Hickey, cum laude. You're good, you're good. Hooded by Thomas Geyer, his mentor. Anthony Jerome Hines II. Hooded by Sean L. Walton Jr., his mentor. Lakin Hale Hinton, magna cum laude. Veronica T. Hodges. Sarah Simone Howard, hooded by Rachel Craig, her mentor. Lauren Elizabeth Hunsinger, magna cum laude. Brooke Ann Hunter. Mara Elizabeth Hunter. Andrew David Husser, summa cum laude, hooded by his mother, Denise Husser. Cameron Page Jenkins, summa cum laude. Megan D. Jerome. Nathaniel Colin Jerry. Isabella Neidl, cum laude. Elijah Joseph Cruz. JC Jolyn Kuhn, cum laude. Alexander C. Laprosina, summa cum laude. Eric Leach. Kristen Botchin Lippert, cum laude, hooded by Robert Basir, her cousin. Haley Lowhite. Tessa Alessandra Lockie, magna cum laude. Anthony J. Lombardi. Astrid Longkello, summa cum laude. Haley M. Loy, magna cum laude. Montana MacDonald, magna cum laude. Got it. Mason Patrick McAvack, hooded by Morgan McAvack, and the Honorable Deanna O'Donnell, his mother and sister. Travis Alexander Malinowski. Shanpreet Singh Mutharu. Juliana Christine Mathilis, summa cum laude. Hooded by Seth Chrysler, her mentor. Morgan L. McDermott, hooded by Lori McDermott and Greg McDermott, her parents. Mitchell M. McFarland, cum laude, hooded by Matthew W. McFarland, his father. Miles Alexander McNeil, hooded by Darren McNeil, his father. J.C. Miller, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Richard Minor, magna cum laude. Shaynalia Juanita Maribel Braun. Brandon Patrick Mraz. Brandon Muller. Gabrielle Nicole Nixon, hooded by Tiara Dowling, her friend and mentor. Caroline Joelle Noble, hooded by Amy Bostick, her mentor. Kara Noland, hooded by Amy Flowers, her mentor. Taylor Leanne Nolan, magna cum laude. Josh North, summa cum laude. Caitlin Ann O'Hara, hooded by April Campbell, her boss. Cameron Pasek. Alexandra Victoria Perez. Sienna Eloise Pinault, hooded by Seth Enlow, her mentor. Emily Ann Preston, cum laude, hooded by the Honorable Jeffrey J. Benson, her mentor. Jacob Anthony Ray, magna cum laude. Jack Cameron Reed. Lindsay A. Reese, cum laude. G. Preston Reeve. Carrie Marie Reeves. McLaren Elizabeth Romer, summa cum laude. Hooded by Wellington F. Romer III, her father. Amanda Ruthann Rogers. Olivia Kate Rose. Rachel Michelle Ross. Hooded by Tiara Dowling, her friend. Sabrina Sadie. Hooded by her sister Ashley Rich and brother-in-law Michael Rich. Mafid Rasan Sayed.
Professor Coble. Oh, Professor Coble promised to. Oh, that's okay.
Shiyu Shan. Hooded by Professor Dan Coble, her mentor. Haley Elise Showers, cum laude. Mercedes R. Sieg, summa cum laude. Riva Emma Silsdorf. Cecilia Bowers Smith, magna cum laude. Allison Nicole Snyder. Catherine Marie Snyder, summa cum laude. Caitlin Snyder. Eliza Joy Sukenik. Hooded by Avery Friedman, her family friend and mentor. Kaylee Stearns. Milas Alexander Stevens. Reagan Nicole Stone, cum laude. Jenna Rose Strong. Beth Thornton, hooded by Tom Panette, her mentor. Charles W. Tillett V, cum laude. Cassidy Elaine Triplett, cum laude, hooded by Kylie Keach, her mentor. Gabriela Marina Vega, magna cum laude. Jenny Bellew. Kyle A. Wallace, magna cum laude. Daniel James Walsh, summa cum laude. Caitlin Dawn Watkins. Madison Waugh. Mia Lynn Husseini Zirkle, hooded by Daryl Zirkle, her father. Thomas Zulke, cum laude. Congratulations, Tom.
I would like to recognize the special individuals who have helped make this day possible. Will the spouses, significant others, and children of the graduates please stand and remain standing? Thank you. Thank you so much. It is your dedication, understanding, and sacrifice that have aided your graduate in attaining this impressive goal. Next, will the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, extended family members, and friends please stand and remain standing? Thank you. Thank you. Your support and pride in the accomplishment of these students have helped to propel them to this auspicious day. Finally, will the faculty and staff of Capital University School of Law please stand? Thank you. The work that each of you does, both in the classroom and outside of it, is the backbone of our institution. Thank you all for your dedication and support and commitment to our graduates and to the whole Capital Law community. Thank you, everyone. I now invite Pastor Hill to the podium to lead us in a benediction.
Please receive the benediction. As you now go forth into your next steps, we wish to bid you Godspeed and farewell. You are called to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by paths as yet untrodden and through perils unknown. May you find faith to go out with good courage. May you receive wisdom to apply the law equitably. May you embrace justice to apply the law fairly. May you inhabit mercy to apply the law humbly. And in all things, embrace compassion to use your skill for the good of all people. Now, go in peace and in purpose. Amen.
Thank you all for joining us. Please remain seated until the stage party, faculty, and graduates recess. I hereby declare the commencement ceremony for Capital University's class of 2024 adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
A reminder for all our guests, please promptly exit through the doors on your left and into the lobby. Again, a reminder for our guests, please promptly exit through the doors to your left and into the lobby. Have a wonderful rest